Okay, so Kathleen, like, toot. So, gosh, um, yes, I have a little something here prepared, but I just want to say that what Lynn wrote is moving into beyond. It's so beautiful. And it struck me that surrender is kind of like the river that goes toward the ocean or sea of beyond. So anyway, that's a thought. So here we go. What I wanted to share was a couple of experiences that really helped me. I guess what I might say is see that light that you were talking about, Christina, the light that holds us together, or in this case, reminds us of who we are. And so I want to reflect on an experience I had many years ago. I think it was around 1998 when I was studying energy massage at Esalen. It was a 5-day course with a Brazilian healer. And in this particular class, before we even walked in, she saged us so that we knew we were walking into a sacred space. And she had us do many hours of meditation. And of course, we practiced her healing methods on each other. And when you finished, if you were the one who was practicing the healing, whoever was on the table at the end of that process, we would take the sheets that were hanging off the edge of the table, because the person's lying on a sheet that's on the table, and just bring it up and wrap the person in it so that they could lie there for a few minutes post receiving of the healing. And it was during one of those moments that I was on the table and was wrapped up that I suddenly had this this experience of knowing, didn't come in words, it was a knowing that everything, that I was connected to everything, that the grass and the trees and the wind and the sound of the water going up, there's a little waterfall out there, all of those things were, that I was part of them. I was one with them. You might say they were my siblings, or they were as much a part of me as a leaf is to a tree or a branch is to a tree, that we were all this one being, but just different expressions of it. And then yesterday we had our soul collage workshop, and I asked everybody to, after making a soul collage card, to sit and do I was going to take them through a guided visualization on the card before they journaled about it. So in soul collage, we put together images that we don't really know what they mean, but we'll discover the meaning of it as we reflect on the card and as we write about it. So here's where I'm going to need my glasses. Okay. So I in the visualization, I asked everyone as part of it, this is part of a whole story of a visualization, but part of it was for people to breathe into their heart and keep breathing into the heart until they felt the heart energy expand and expand and expand, until you felt that you were surrounded by this beautiful, kind of like a big egg of an egg-shaped heart energy field. And while in that state, then to reflect on the card and see, because we always ask the card things like, who are you? And why did you come to me today? And what do you want from me? Those are the kinds of questions we ask the card. So it was during that time that the meaning of the card came through. And at this point, I want to show you the card that I made. Okay, can you see that, everybody? Okay, so what I saw in this card through that heart energy exercise was that I was being visited by someone from beyond. And that figure or that energy was reminding me that I was a part of everything, part of the earth, part of the planets, part of the sky, part of the whole cosmos, and everything beyond the cosmos. It was reminding me of that. And so I thought about the fact that this is who we are beyond the roles we play. but it wasn't to diminish the roles that we play. I mean, we've all had different roles. I mean, in my own life, quite a number of them. Between starting as a student, and then I entered the convent, and then I was a mother, and then and a teacher, and an artist, and on, all these different roles. And being reminded that we're greater than our roles didn't diminish the roles. It was more like the roles were sort of like a stringed instrument, that you could pluck a string, and the frequency of that string, let's say the frequency of mother, is going to resonate with someone who at that point needs the light of mother in their lives, or that needs the light of the wisdom of the teacher, or that needs the light of a spirituality in that moment, a reaching out for some meaning. And all of that being here and being beyond are all one. Was just a question of, can we remember to bring that awareness into our daily lives? It's so hard because life is so demanding. Life requires so much. And how do we remember that we are this light-filled being, and that we are loved infinitely, and that we are infinitely beautiful? So that was my thought about beyond, that it is that we're being reminded of who we are, that's so much huger than we see who we are through our senses, and how important it is to remember that huge light, just like in the broken vessel, that huge light just comes out through those cracks in our imperfect selves and reaches other people. It really touches other people. And that's I think, Lynn, it was in your poem, that's our mission and our purpose, right? I don't know if you could repeat that last little part that you had. It just summed it up so well.
It was a quote from a indigenous American woman, and she says, "For everything on earth has a purpose, and every person a mission."
Okay, good, thank you. All right, so that's my experience from the past and from just yesterday with making this card.